So I've come down to Yenyenning Lake with Virat Shah and Rowney. I'll post the links to their Instagram channels below. The plan for tonight was come out looking for some Aurora. There is the possibility of getting some Milky Way if that doesn't pan out. So we've driven about 2 hours. So we've been tracking the Aurora activity pretty much the whole way here. And hopefully, with a bit of luck, we'll get some Aurora activity. And we'll also need to have some of the clouds clearing. That's not going to help us at all. From what I've seen already, the clouds are still on the just above the horizon. They will need to sort of disappear a little bit, but even the way they are at the moment, there's probably still enough space for any Aurora to shine through. So fingers crossed that we might see some activity. So I've pointed my camera due south, which is where the Aurora should be coming from. I've captured Aurora before and it's just been slightly off. It was actually a little bit off to the right. So I'm hopefully going to capture a wide enough area so that if Aurora does come through, then I should be able to see it and maybe make some quick adjustments. I really do enjoy doing some night photography. The only downside obviously is that everything is just so dark. You won't be able to see it, but there is a dead tree just out here in the lake, so I've managed to line that up as well, and hopefully the Aurora will happen just behind that. It's pretty much just a waiting game at the moment just to see what's going to happen. We are still monitoring the activity, so it's kind of a little bit up and down at the moment. We're just waiting for everything to sort of take off. When it does, hopefully we'll get some good images. We're pretty much on the edge of the lake here, so again, fingers crossed that if there is some Aurora, we might actually get a nice reflection as well from the water. Might be a little bit too much to ask, but that's what we're hoping for. The other thing at the moment, you may be able to see it on the screen, there is mozzies everywhere. I've completely covered myself in mozzie repellent, but it's not doing its job. They're just going crazy at the moment. One of the downsides about being close to a lake, there's always going to be mozzies around. So one of those things I'm just going to have to deal with. So as I mentioned, I have lined up a photo. I've got it on a 15-second exposure at the moment, f4, an ISO 4000. Those are kind of the settings that I used previously when I did come out and shoot Aurora. So hopefully that will serve me well. Generally, as a rule of thumb, when you're capturing Aurora, it's similar kind of settings that you would use to capture the Milky Way or do some other night photography. So that's generally the rule of thumb that I go with. So this is the shot without any Aurora, without any Milky Way. Still looks a little bit eerie, but hopefully we can make it better than this. This is the image that I've managed to capture so far. I quite like this one. It's pretty much got two dead trees. It's got the slightly larger one on the left and then the smaller one on the right. But right down the middle, I think it's the small Magellanic clouds. So that's quite a nice little feature. I'm assuming that the orange glow is pretty much just from the city there. So that's should hopefully turn some nice reds if we get some Aurora. There is a little bit of a break on the horizon, so if it does take off, we should be able to at least see something, even though we do have that bank of cloud that's sitting there. Well, it's a few hours later. I've had that time lapse going pretty much for about 3 hours, I think. It just turned midnight, so I'm about to call it quits. I haven't actually checked the time lapse on this camera. I believe we did get some Aurora, but I haven't actually double checked it yet. So fingers crossed. Here's the time lapse. So hopefully that actually looked pretty impressive. I still got my fingers crossed. I haven't actually seen it yet. Just wanted to take the time to say thank you to everyone who's supporting the channel. Truly appreciate it. Also, if this is your first time on the channel, please give it a follow, a like, and even a comment. That'd be fantastic. Anyway, that's me for tonight. I'll see you out there next time. captured Aurora slightly, capturing some shot. Um, 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 so the